Destiny 2's Season of the Seraph has only been out for just a couple of days, and already there's been quite a lot of criticism. There's been a lot of negativity towards this season, and I could see why this is happening. I mean, it also kind of coincides with my previous Chibi Hour, where I was talking about why there's a lot of negativity from everybody who is playing Destiny or is kind of stopped playing Destiny, and just talking about why there's a lot of criticism and a lack of faith and hope for Destiny's future. And this kind of connects with this season and just what I was explaining in the previous video. But I just kind of want to give my thoughts on what, like, the criticism that's been happening so far, what I feel about the season, because I've been asked that. But I will openly say it's really a little too soon to be giving thoughts on the season when we still have I know the dungeon is not connected with the season, but still that will be something that will probably keep our attention, especially if the loot's good and if the dungeon's very, very fun. So we still have that to experience as well. And plus, there's also the secret exotic mission, which we will have to see how that goes. There's the dawning, which will probably just be cookies. We don't know where the story's pretty much going, and like we have to wait till how that goes. There could be other surprises as well. We have no idea. But regardless, I still want to talk about this because also Bungie, Joe Blackburn, has actually made a response to a lot of this criticism, and just kind of want to talk about that as well. So, for starters, a lot of the criticism is just going towards the fatigue of this seasonal format, and I can agree. Like, there's not enough surprise when you log on to Destiny 2. It's just always familiar. You get on, you go to a vendor, you do your mission for that week, and then you have to wait. But more importantly, you go to this vendor and it's got that leveling system, that rectangle you click on that has all the different tiers that will each week you'll be able to level it up more and more. But it's on a time gate at the moment where it's just you're going to be waiting for a while till you have everything completed. You can't just do it right now. And it's just go do this horde activity that's been basically copied and pasted, but with like a little bit of a spin on it. Granted, I will give my thoughts on the activity. I do enjoy it a bit more than a lot of the other ones. But Catch Crash, I think that was probably the most exciting one so far. But this one I still like, and I'll explain why. But yes, there's just a lot of familiarity with this season, and I know that some of you will probably be like, why? I mean, shouldn't that be kind of okay? It's just, if it works, don't fix it. But the problem is that this seasonal format is just not working because other areas, it feels like, is suffering because of this format. And I'll probably talk about this in a separate video, but I will just kind of, hint to what I'm talking about. But this 4 seasons a year just ain't working. And I feel like if they change it up where there's less seasons, I feel like, number one, there would be a lot better focus on other things that makes Destiny great, like the core playlists and stuff, and dungeons and raids and stuff. And plus, the big one is I feel like devs will have a lot less stress when it comes to how things work, because having to think about story and just a seasonal activity that spins things up a little bit every single 3 months for 4 seasons a year is just, I feel like that's a little much, and I think that they can definitely change that up for the better for everybody. But I'll probably talk about that in a separate video. But regardless, though, people are just not liking this seasonal format, the way that things have been going. But basically, I'll put it up on the screen as well. Joe Blackburn made this post on Twitter saying, "I just wanted to step in and say, heard loud and clear on the feedback with our current seasonal backbones. The team is excited to put some more creative risk in seasonal progressions, but there will be some time before the feedback catches up with the dev cycle. Coming up in next is Lightfall and Season 20, while Guardian Ranks and Neo Muna Destination Pursuits are going to shake things up on the seasonal pursuit side. Our major focus is reducing complexity and improving the synergy between your seasonal pursuits and the rest of the game. Season 21 is at the halfway mark of development, and the team is currently looking at ways to differentiate progression aside from having a more novel activity setup in the works. Finally, as the last bugs on Season 20 and Lightfall are wrapping up, we're hardening our 2023 plans and are working to make improvements in this space every season next year. There's still novelty, thematic variety, and new ways to progress your character coming in Destiny over the next several months, but while we work to use this feedback in our future releases, I wanted to make sure everyone knows that your words are not falling on deaf ears. And I always appreciate when Bungie is very transparent on this stuff. The one thing that I'll criticize on this is they did this with PvP. And where PvP right now is not how it feels with that statement that was mentioned before. I mean, where I explained this is that when they announced that this next year we're going to get 2 D2 maps brought back and 1 brand new D2 map for PvP, that which so far it's not confirmed that, well, it seems like it's confirmed we're not going to be getting a D1 remake like we did in last year. It's less PvP, and regardless, it's the same amount even if they were to implement a D1 remake, when they also said that there would be a lot more of a consistency on the maps for Destiny 2 PvP, and that's not what I was expecting for this new year. I was at least expecting maybe at least 2 new maps for next year, and hearing that was quite disappointing. And PvP aside, because I know I'm going to get comments where it's like, PvP doesn't belong in Destiny. PvE, not seeing a lot of strikes, like a lot of strikes being implemented as well. I mean, I know we got a few for from Witch Queen, but the seasons we never get any. And Gambit, well, Gambit it's been in that area for a while, and it does go into the core playlist where it's disappointing. And again, I'm really happy that they are hearing the feedback. And obviously, I've said this before with criticism in the past, that feedback will not be implemented normally until 6 to 8 months later, because they're already almost done with. Obviously, they said that Lightfall and Season 20 is pretty much done. It's just going through bug fixes and stuff like that. And Season 21 is like halfway done in development. So there's that. But just that alone, I like the Season 21 is halfway done. That is why, like I said, I want to separate into a different video about the seasonal format and where I feel like it's just not working the way it is. And it feels like it's just a never-ending cycle that's unnecessary, that I feel like there's a better way of doing it for the players and also the developers who are working on this content as well. I'm not a dev, but I just want to give my thoughts on that in a separate video. But regardless, it is disappointing. It is where Destiny is right now, and I can understand where a lot of the criticism is implemented, because it is a lot of copy paste. It is, and I'm hoping that this feedback is hitting them hard, where we'll see some huge, like they were saying, like huge changes, try and put some more changes and just how the seasonal formats work, where it's just not like this right now for every single season, for every single time there's one of these the content drops. But again, for me, it's just where Destiny is going has been concerning as of right now. I know that we'll probably not see huge changes to the seasonal format until like after, not even after Lightfall, but after Final Shape. But I genuinely think that where the game is at its strongest is where the focus is more on stuff that is staying, things that continue to be played, or the main focus on what they want us to play when there's nothing else for us to do. Like if we'd done our weekly stuff, whatever, the core playlists, the raids, the dungeons, I think that those are things that are great. And areas that I feel like should be more focused on is patrols, like trying to make patrol feel more like an MMO RPG rather than just, oh, here's a thing right here to do some things and mainly for new lights, and then that's it. I think that heroic public events or public events in general could be something to invest in to make it feel like an MMO as well. But it's just the foundation where Destiny was on the right track with Forsaken, but it's been just playing it super safe since then. And Shadowkeep, I let it slide. Beyond Light, I let that slide too. But with Witch Queen, I'm shocked. Like I am disappointed, but at the same time, I'm still enjoying the game. I still enjoy the gameplay. I still enjoy doing raids. I think raids is still one of those things that I can always find enjoyment playing with friends on, and dungeons. Like I'm excited to see where this dungeon will turn out to be. I mean, who knows? And yeah. But I just wanna know, like, what do you think about this season? Like, do you agree with the criticisms? Do you not? But for those of you who are just like, I'm just complaining to just complain, like, or whatever, like, stupid other response that is completely untrue. I've had people say the reason why there's criticism is because these content creators are not able to get tons and tons of viewers on their side. It's like, no, it's passion for the game. Like, as content creation aside, I've enjoyed Destiny 1 doing the Strike playlist, and that's where a lot of my interest was in one area. Like, I did enjoy a lot of other areas in D1, but I like doing the Heroic Strike playlist. But the Strike playlist in Destiny 2 is just nothing close to what Destiny 1 was at after Taken King. And it's disappointing. Like, that is one thing that I've been disappointed on, that I've been constantly talking about, and I'll probably make a video just talking about strikes alone and just give, like, ideas of where they could definitely take it. But yeah, it is disappointing to see the excitement not there for this season compared to what I've seen in the past. Hopefully things will change over time, but we'll wait and see. Regardless, there's things that I do enjoy, like this new activity I do enjoy with its contest mode thing. I know that they just kind of threw in the Sabbathune boss, the Sabbathune song boss in there, but it's still fun to play. There's so many enemies. It's a little bit challenging. It's just fun to do a little bit. So, but there's room for improvement. That's for sure. But yes, in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this season so far. No matter what, I'm still going to be playing it. I'm still going to be making content on it. I'll probably play other games as well in the same time, because that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that last season as well. So that's kind of why I haven't been making tons of videos just being like, oh, this game bad. And that's it. But recently, I just kind of want to talk about all this that's been happening recently. So, but regardless, thank you so much for listening. I hope you're having a Chibi-tastic day, night, evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next video. Chibi out.